stop play until the player leaves the field. A player cannot take part in a game with blood anywhere on him or his clothing, but neither can a referee demand a substitution. You do, though, have the power to insist the player leaves the field of play. Do not allow him back on until all the kit has been replaced and the bleeding has stopped. Welcome back. Part 2 of the Ref Show with Messrs Dilkes and Lawrenson in the studio. I'd got this billed for at least a 3-minute debate. Marco van Basten's suggestion.
10 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. On behalf of FIFA. No offside. Scrap the offside law. He's put it up there. You've booted it.
It's not even worth wasting your breath. Why is it these guys get chucked on these committees and they think they've got to come up with some great idea?
This is a celebrated, legendary figure.
No, my dog could have come up with that. Flint, he'd have come up with something better than that.
What do you say as a referee? He's a defender. He doesn't want.
Well, I was a defender as well, so I'm on the same page basically. And I think we've had experiments before, and they just haven't worked. You just leave the centre forward stood on the post.
Absolutely, scratching his nose.
And it just becomes a joke.
And it becomes impossible for the referee because it's going from there to 115 yards.
Yep, end of story.
So you've booted it out, right? Okay, that was very quick.
Although he did score the best goal I've ever seen, and I don't know why there's any argument about that ever when they all come up with the best goal.
This incredible angled volley.
Oh my goodness me!
Marvellous.
Magnificent.
And my fear, and this is at a tangent, is some referees would take that out of the game because it's dangerous because your boots are in the air flying. I'd hate to see that ever happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, right. Okay, there was an idea though. Instead of penalty shoot, he came up with sin bins. We talked about that before. Instead of penalty shootouts, you have a timed run to beat the goalkeeper.
In America?
Yeah. Yes. What about that?
No.
Okay, so that's a short debate as well.
One of the things about this, Alan, I'll tell you a fact, because I know as a fact, television companies love penalties. Absolutely love penalties, because the game can be rubbish, and whoever's playing and goes to penalties, they start ringing the mates that you're at home going, it's pens, and everybody all of a sudden tunes in, and your ratings go sky high.
I find myself praying that nobody scores in extra time.
Yeah. I think
so. Why not go to the shootout?
You're a bit sad, that.
Yeah. It's very sad.
But I think
because I love penalty shootouts.
Yeah, and I think that recommendation on extra time, I think that's got some mileage.
Right. Okay. Well, at least some positive coming out of it. Okay. Manchester City 2, Spurs 2, which was a great game. Andre Mariner was in charge of this. Now at 2-1. There's absolutely no doubt that Raheem Sterling is pushed in the back by Kyle Walker. Walker even admitted it, didn't he? Later on.
As you would. When
he got away with it.
Should have been a penalty and a red card. Now, how on earth did the referee manage to get that one, not see it, or any of the
Well,
officials?
it's a typical situation where you get a player of Sterling's speed moving very, very quickly away from the central area into the penalty area, and unfortunately the referee is not able to keep pace, and he's not created any sort of angle for himself. So when you look at the position of Andre, you look at the position of Walker, and then you look at the position of Sterling, and it's the domino effect. So he's missed the push altogether. So then you've got to say to yourself, well, what about the assistant? Well, the assistant's going to be pretty good if he's going to make a big call like that from the distance that he is on the touchline.
But you know what? Why doesn't Andre Marek, because he must come off and go, I think I've missed one there. Why doesn't he just say?
Well, he's not allowed to, is he? He's not allowed to come
out and say. He's not allowed to comment after
which
the
is
game.
A pity, really.
But,
can you have a spokesman said?
He'd want to. Well, quite often you come across friends of referees letting it be known that the referee got it wrong. You do find that.
But you would come across as human.
Yeah. I'm sure he is human, and I'm sure he's mortified by it. But it raises a wider issue, Mark. There was that incident. There was one that I've not seen, but I heard Ronnie Moore on commentary on BBC Radio Sheffield. It was Newcastle 4, Rotherham 0 in the end. But at 0-0,
Rotherham.
Anthony Ford of Rotherham is through, he gets clipped, but he doesn't go down. In the same way that Sterling doesn't go down, and Ronnie Moore screaming, he should go down. If he goes down, it's a penalty. Same thing, Sterling's being told.
He's entitled to go down.
Yeah. But isn't it great that the instinct is to stay on the feet?
That's why they're going to be relegated.
Yeah, I'm old-fashioned. Very old-fashioned.
But if you're tackled and it's a foul, you're allowed to go down, are you
There's
not?
physical contact
Absolutely.
and so forth. You're good at
ABH.
There's a big difference between cheating and being fouled.
Of course there is.
And I think that's...
But isn't there the onus is on the referees to reward players who stay on their feet when they've been fouled?
But how can
Surely.
Yeah.
Well, because
How does
you
he
should
get a
spot the
reward?
foul. No, the referee
Oh, see, sorry, yeah. Of course.
rewards the player for staying on his feet if they detect these incidents.
Yes.
Anyway, Craig Pawson, a serial flaw in his game, according to Keith Hackett. This was in West Brom's 2-0 victory over Sunderland. There's an incident in there in the area. He doesn't clamp down on grappling. He only has a kind of a cautionary word. And then Gilabodji of Sunderland, clearly on the replay, is punching Fletcher of West Brom.
Yes.
So,
Yeah,
was there a way to prevent that?
Well, there is. In these situations, you've got to be focused on the sort of players who are getting close to each other. There's pushing, there's pulling, there's holding, there's blocking, there's all sorts of things going on. So you can't keep your eyes on them all. But in that particular situation at the weekend, he's missed it altogether. And this isn't the first time that incidents in Premier League games this season are being referred to a panel where Craig's been involved. And therefore, that to me is becoming a little bit more worrying. The fact that key decisions like that are being missed.
I think earlier in that game, West Brom should have had a penalty for grappling at 0-0, I think. So he's not got a grip on that, and it's caused this.
But what happened? Remember when Mike Dean did it early in the season? Stoke.
Yeah.
What happened to it?
Everyone,
because
one-man crusade. He's still doing it.
Yeah, but I'm not being funny. All supporters are going, crikey, about time. Because everyone moans about it. And all of a sudden, he did it, and everyone said, that's really, really good. And now it's back to the bad old days again. I just don't get it.
He's not being supported, it would appear, by his bosses, and certainly not by his colleagues. It's
a foul.
It is.
I'm glad you
I think even when you look across the piece, there are fouls where there's a little bit of pushing and shoving, and there's others. I mean, I saw one last weekend involving Henderson. And he actually had his arms round him, dragged him to the floor. It was like a wrestling move. Now, them are the ones that, if they're given, nobody's going to argue at all.
Well, you can't argue. It's just your manager goes, have a look at that for 2 minutes, will you? And see you muppet.
It's clear. Well, I can tell you that Mike Dean's still operating it because I covered the Yorkshire Derby. It was a cracker as well. Barnsley beat Leeds 3-2. And Barnsley could not defend Leeds' corners. Leeds nearly scored from about 5 corners in the first half because Mike Dean was the referee. This just couldn't get close to defenders. But it's exciting for spectators.
Well, the game's all about scoring goals, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, there were 5 in that game.
Especially if there's no offside.
Yes.
Well, there were 5 in that championship game, and I don't know what you thought. I thought Mike Dean handled it pretty well, apart from the obvious error for the penalty kick to Leeds, which was handled outside the area.
But it's interesting, isn't it? The papers were full of Mike Dean saying he's been demoted, he's been relegated, and all this, that, and the other. I can tell you, if you get a Barnsley Leeds derby match, you're thinking, yes, that's one I want.
Yeah. You're not dropped to go and referee Barnsley Leeds.
Not.
In the same way that Stuart Atwell on the Friday night was not dropped to go and do Brighton Sheffield Wednesday, which was a huge game as well.
Full there, didn't he?
He certainly did.
A lot. Whoa.
Those red cards there, one of which our experts think was wrong, the handball one. It's not stopping a certain goal at all. This is the Brighton player, Murray. Is the goalkeeper's behind. But the 2 Sheffield Wednesday ones, you can't argue.
Absolutely not.
Sheffield Wednesday get quite a few players sent off, don't they?
They have done lately.
Forestieri likes a bit of a sending off, doesn't he?
Well, he's been a bit unfortunate in the view of many, including Keith Hackett, but certainly the 2 there.
Why would that be?
I don't know. I think when he said it, he had a blue and white scarf on.
Really?
Possibly.
Quelle surprise.
Yeah, I mean, stupidity from Stephen Fletcher and from Hutchinson as well. We got those red cards. Newcastle 4, Rotherham 0. That was Jeremy Simpson's game. I just mentioned that one involving Anthony Ford. Keith Stroud incurred the wrath of Ian Holloway in QPR 1, Fulham 1. Holloway called the ref's performance awful. Didn't see it, but there we go.
Oh, kicked off on the sidelines there.
Yeah. Did it?
Yeah.
There's a free for all.
Oh, it kicked off.
Right in front of the technical area. Worst place to happen.
Finish with a smile. 2 lots of congratulations. Pierluigi Collina is the chairman of the FIFA Referees Committee now, effectively supremo and very powerful. And Wayne Rooney, 250 goals, Manchester United record over Sir Bobby Charlton. Sum that up in 5 words.
Well, absolutely fantastic. And I mean, I never thought it would be beating Bobby Charlton's record, but well done to Wayne Rooney.
Absolutely. Congratulations from all. The stick is totally
Sir
unwarranted.
Bobby Charlton, sorry, we should
yes,
say.
Bobby, yeah. Thank you, Sir Mark. Do rejoin us for another ref show next week. Bye.